Agriculture is a series of progressions.
If something happens in the East Coast, it directly affects me.
We've been doing this going on 7 years now.
That was true wake-up call to not mess around.
This is the Bible.
Okay. My name is Jennifer Belknap from Rising River Farm in Rochester, Washington. In that first flood, the yurt that we have there, it actually floated and moved over about 15 feet. And we didn't even notice it at first because it's kind of built on this funny little hill. And then after the water had gone down, we were like, wasn't the porch kind of facing the other way? Over there, and the legs are hanging in the air. But this one completely caught us off guard. I mean, we knew it had rained a lot, but it wasn't really until a couple friends from Olympia called and was like, Jen, do you guys need help moving stuff? And I'm like, no, I think we'll be fine. And, then I checked the website and get a couple more calls. I was like, oh, yeah, maybe we do need some help. And the water came up really fast. I have some pictures, and since it's a small enough group, if you guys want to gather around, that's our house. And we didn't get water in our house, and even the insulation was fine, but we had the heating system, like our heat pump, was all under the house, and that got ruined. And our chickens, we had chickens at the time. We were like, where are we going to put these chickens? So we put them in the kids' playhouse there. But water actually got in the playhouse, so they just hung out on the windowsill there for a period of time. We had pallets of potatoes and onions and shallots in that building, and they just floated away. We're lucky that we don't often get raging current. It's just sort of this smooth flow of water. Definitely things get picked up and moved, but we don't have to worry so much about structural damage. We had flood insurance, it was required, but it turns out we only had it for the house, so it floods, and while the water was still up, we canoed back in to kind of assess what was going on, and I was thinking, we have flood insurance, it'll be all right, and then it's like, oh, no, actually, it's just for the house. Now, actually, recently, my mortgage person, the mortgage holder, has required flood insurance for all of my buildings.
So all the outbuildings.
So now I have it, but it's really expensive.
I
pay,
right.
Upwards of $800 a year.
Wow.
For contents.
So that covers contents, that covers your farm equipment?
It does. Well, that's the other thing to talk about is when we know it's going to flood, we have a couple different places to move vehicles and tractors. It's funny, once the memory fades, and, this is supposedly this 100-year event.
Right.
How likely is that really going to happen that soon? So we got a little lazy. I think right after it happened, we had all these plans, and we're going to build this and move this and do X, Y, Z, and then the summer comes and the weather's nice and the winter comes and it's fine, and so we just got a little we'll get around to that. But then in 2009, right in January, we had another one. We were more prepared for it and we didn't really lose anything, but that was the true wake-up call to not mess around. Let's just assume this will happen every year. We'll plan for it. And then if it doesn't, great. If it does,
we're ready.
Great too. We'll be fine. All of my cots and flats and row cover, whatever we can stuff up there, goes up there. And we just basically try to keep this all empty. Yeah, the water line was right here.
Oh, wow.
So we really have to get stuff up high. A couple months ago, this whole bottom part of the barn was just empty. Everything went up there. Even though we thought we were kind of prepared, it was 2 solid days of just moving stuff. But the water line in here was up to there, so you have to get it up pretty high. Yeah, that's another thing we did this year when the flood was threatening. We just harvested everything. Just got all the cabbage, all the carrots, a bunch of leeks, and just got it off the farm. I don't know. Every year we just try to get a little better at it, learn a little more every year.